introduce myself. I'm Peggy LaCarrie, and this is my grade 3 and 4 combined self-contained special education class with multiple disabilities. The project, which involved all of my students, aimed to develop their ability to stand in front of a large group of regular classroom students and give a talk, actually share information that they had learned for an 1850s day. At the outset of this year, these students lacked the self-esteem to even speak to their teacher or even speak in front of their own class of 10 students. So began our involvement with Puppets, a choice of media because of its ability to open and motivate students.
Dogs like to punctuate their sentences with a little...
Look at my sharp teeth. Ah.
I think these spots are going to be clearing up.
Following my on-site Puppetools course, I continued online consultation over the internet and accessed the Puppetools website as a reality-checking resource. I introduced my students to puppets through a workshop experience. Puppets were made using construction paper, glue stick, scissors, and markers. The systematic paper approach enabled the students to quickly experience and enlarge upon their success. They constructed nearly life-size self-portrait puppet models. The process opened the door to meeting the objective of developing expressive language skills. In the beginning, we used the puppets as we sat in a circle to talk to one another. The aides in my classroom, as well as the principal and myself, also took part in the making and using of the puppets.
This is Stephanie. Now, Stephanie chose very carefully the color paper she wants to do. She is black. Mm-hmm. And she chose very carefully. She wanted, in fact, I had darker brown paper. She said, no, that's too dark. We had to search and search to get the right color, and she kept going like this until she found the right color that she wanted.
That's terrific.
But, yeah. Help you pull it up. You're putting the hair on. It's almost done today. You're going to do anything they wanted. That's why one of them did Cinderella. Oh, that's because right. Yeah. She wanted some. Right. She felt she didn't really have a best buddy. Yeah.
Did you make one of yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She's with the principal, of course.
Of course. Okay. Okay.
No, I have little puppets in my room that I talk to the kids with, little hand puppets. But this became more personal. Mm-hmm. When I did self-portraits, it became more personal for them.
As the puppets were out with use, new ones were made at students' suggestions. The students began using them at their desk during math and vocabulary.
He was stronger. He was bigger. He was more powerful. And even a tough guy like you, Frank. Yeah, like me, too. Yeah! What they had to do was, they had to think, and they were talking with their puppets as to what kinds of things we could do to make this a better world. Mm-hmm. So one of the things was they had to sit down and write, and these were the things that they came up with, and they did some nice work. They were able to actually get some ideas and thoughts out. First we brainstormed the idea, but then they had to actually sit down and write. And as I told you, they do not write. This is not a writing. They don't read, so of course they're not going to write.
Right.
They were able to get, even things like, don't smoke. All right, it's not spelled correctly, but the idea is...
It's right there.
Yeah. Don't fight. This is Vinny. This is Vinny who's with his brother.
Right.
So getting over here, when they actually started making the puppets, they wanted to do it. They were so enthusiastic that their behavior really changed because they were motivated to do it. And only on Friday were they really at the point where they had to have a warning. This is the following week after that, and there were no warnings at all. As a whole, they've become more cohesive because now they're not arguing with one another anymore. Even though Michael is still the domineering person in my class, the domineering student, he's kinder to the other kids because now we've told him, well, you can't do that, and I'll talk to his puppet. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all be friends? And this is what it's now evolved into, that if we talk through the puppet, it's becoming more assimilated in their mind. And it's carried over because now they don't need the puppet to be nice to one another anymore, and that's the part that I was really looking for.
it done for the group as a whole?
As a whole, they've become more cohesive because now they're not arguing with one another anymore. Even though Michael is still the domineering person in my class, the domineering student, he's kinder to the other kids because now we've told him, well, you can't do that, you know, and I'll talk to his puppet. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all be friends? And this is what it's now evolved into, that if we talk through the puppets, it's becoming more assimilated in their mind.
Yeah.
That being kind to one another is the nice thing
It's
to
a
do.
buffer. It's
And it's carried over because now they don't need the puppet to be nice to one another anymore. And that's the part that I was really looking for, was the part that I wanted it to carry over. Thank you for was stepping down the go. They don't need the puppets to be nice to one another. It's carried over. And that's what I was looking for. I was really looking for that transition. And it's worked out nicely. So thank you.
Wow.
You're the one that introduced it, and I probably wouldn't have gotten into this unless I got involved with this course. I really, I don't know
Well,
that I would have gotten involved with
Look, you have basically modeled what I did with you. I couldn't be all things to all classrooms, all teaching styles, all the children in your rooms. It's impossible.
Well, I
But-
have, like Lori, I have little puppets in my room that I talk to the kids with, little hand puppets. But this became more personal. When I did self-portraits, it became more personal for them.
Yeah.
And I think that was the important key, was that it had to become personal.
Did you make one of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You missed her.
I missed her. Okay.
She had the nice
She's
sweater
very
on.
attractive.
She had the
Oh,
little
I do
flowers
that.
on your shoes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's in here.
She's with the principal, of course.
Of course. Okay. Okay.
No, I'm
Over there
here.
looking pretty.
Gee, and I showed these to my husband last night, and he didn't even make that comment. No, I had Mrs. Gucci in there with us.
I like the smile.
Oh, thank you.
I do,
think
yeah.
that's one of the things that my kids always say to me, is you're always smiling. In fact, my colleagues call me Miss Smiley, so, yeah. That's
Good.
nice, yeah, thank you.
I had my fifth.
And this is Michael. Michael did his father because his father is his best friend. Now, he decided to make the hinge a little different.
Yeah, I see that.
And he wanted to, this is not completed yet either,
Uh-huh.
so. And his father, of course, rides a motorcycle, so he put the black jacket on. He had a gun in his hand, and I said, Michael, I said, let's ditch the gun. So, of course, the hand got ripped in the process, but
Maybe his father owns a gun or something.
he does own a gun. Yes, he's gone hunting with his father, and I felt for classroom purposes, I didn't want the gun in my class. But what he did was he took it off his and he stuck it on Stephanie's. Oh, but Stephanie asked for it. No. If you can't have it, Stephanie can't have it. So. But we get into appropriateness, what's good, what's bad.
Now, those were the best buddies.
These were some of the best
Some of
buddies,
the
yes.
best bud- Now,
They're not all
Could the
finished.
best buddy be imaginary, or did the best
I
buddy?
told them anything they wanted.
Anything they
That's why one of them did Cinderella.
Oh, that's right,
because
yeah.
she wanted
Right,
some-
Right.
She felt she didn't
Yeah.
really have a best buddy.
Yeah.
And these are things,
Yeah.
again, that we work on in class. Well, who else could we maybe partner up with and
I
play
was just
checkers
curious,
with?
because I like that idea, but I think I think I'd like to do that, but have an imaginary best buddy,
Mhm.
create
Right.
what you think you would like your best buddy. I've gotten a lot of good ideas here.
Yeah, I do
Everybody, I
too.
loved it.
You know,
I
I'm gonna
like-
do that creative
I like
buddy.
the full body, and I like this paper.
I would bring some in for you, but it's very heavy to carry. It's tons of it. And I still have other ones too, of course, that I still use in my class, my shoe, but I had gone back.
Absolutely wonderful.
Where's Bill? Because I did create a bill.
Well, let me see your bill.
I'll tell you.
And my kids love Bill.
Yes,
Bill's a
they
highlight.
do.
Bill came, for some reason I said, you know what, when I go down, I'm going to do Bill. And every now and then Bill comes down,
Yeah.
and Bill's the guy that hollers at them.
See?
Sit down! So Bill does it. He's my disciplinarian, but the kids love to play with him.
Oh, boy, this is a...
is
Oh, and
fun.
Bill,
Okay.
he's got a toothpick as well.
I couldn't remember what your bill looked like, but I.
Good.
Well, I didn't want to
Yeah,
put a
but that's
cigarette or
right,
something in
right.
his mouth, and
Right,
some of the
so
kids,
I-
that's a good idea.
I
Just
took this off
two
my
things.
plant in the kitchen, that's the
Oh, I just,
Yeah.
oh.
Birds of a feather.
Yes, this is what they say. They flock together.
My original thinking was that my children, I have 8 children who are all special ed. They don't get along with one another because there's such a range in my class. I have 2 retarded and some that are very gifted but have emotional problems. So what I did was I went in and introduced, but some of the personalities that came out were good.
I love it.
You know,
Yeah, think about it.
Body,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Rachel.
I have magnets in them, you know? And then when you hang them like this, they just pop right over.
Yeah,
Some
some of the kids, now this was
That's
Frankie's. Now Frankie happens to be very autistic. And he said, I'm always running. So of course he positioned his legs like he's always running. And I got into a story with him and I said, Frankie, why are you always running? And he said, because there was a time back when he lived in Brooklyn where he broke into his neighbor's house and the police were chasing him. So all these stories are coming out. It's like
Forrest
really,
Gump.
really,
Forrest
really.
Run, Forrest!
And of course, this is Philip, and Philip's a skateboarder.
Oh.
So of course, when he flies around my room.
Look at the gloves. I know.
Yes.
Detail.
They did.
Yeah, quite.
Detail.
Yes.
Themselves?
They did. All of these are
They came
done
out
themselves.
really good.
Yes.
Really good.
What grade is this?
This is grades 3 and 4. The only thing I had to help them with is originally a couple of them I had to
Hands.
show them hands, you know, to get the hands cut out. And that was
Definitely.
other than that,
Yeah.
they did them on their own. Oh, we have fun with these.
What's
Look
the
at the nose
Rogers?
on this. Where would we see the nose?
I know, this is 3D.
Oh.
Where did you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And who is this again?
This is my aide in my classroom.
Oh,
This is
okay.
This is Mrs. Cuccia.
This is who?
Mrs. Cuccia.
Kuchia.
Yeah, Tina Cuccia. She's, And this
Oh,
is
you're a
Michael.
ruffian then.
yes,
Oh, wow.
Michael's the tough guy. He is the domineering one in my classroom.
And is he, is that some cuts or is?
No, he's got lines growing on him, but I said to him, I said,
Or
I don't think you
tattoos.
stand still long enough.
Yeah.
Does he really have a patch over the eye?
Not all the time. He did start out with a patch at the beginning of the year. He had some difficulty with his eye, and he wore a patch for a while.
Wow.
He associates with it.
But then because he had the patch, of course, Vinny had to have a patch.
And some
Look at all
cuts
the
and bruises,
stitches.
yes.
Yes,
stitches.
well, he falls down a lot.
Okay.
But if you would see pictures, and I do have pictures of my children, this is really not a self-portrait of Vinny. He'd have to be much fatter.
Big guy.
Wow.
And of
Real
course,
Vinny,
this is
that's how he
Amanda.
sees himself.
Amanda has these beautiful, beautiful eyes, so of course.
Nice, huh?
But I- Yeah,
Yeah.
they did these all by themselves.
They came out great.
Wow. Yeah.
Have
And
you-
this is Stephanie. Now, Stephanie chose very carefully the color paper she wanted to do.
She's a fashion model.
She is black.
Oh.
And yes, she chose very carefully. She wanted, in fact, I had darker brown paper. She says, no, that's too dark. And we had to search and search to get the right color, and she kept going like this until she found the right color that she wanted.
That's terrific.
But, yeah. And then we have, let's see, this is another one.
It's an Irish kid.
This is, yes, this is Alan. This is Alan.
Arms. And he's got roller skates on.
Yes, he's got rollerblades, yes.
This is Shades of Wienerville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a,
But when I said to him, what color lips do you have? I'm not putting on red lips.
No lipstick on mine.
So he put brown lips on.
Yeah.
And this is the little retarded girl that's in my class.
What a
And
that's,
yes,
great
this
job.
is Jennifer, and she has
has
like a
rings.
49 IQ, and she did this all.
Look at that personality.
Yes.
The ring.
Yes.
Look at the
Boy, that's a storybook character.
Yes.
Look, that's a storybook character.
Certainly is.
Those
And
little
that
heart buttons.
Her eyes.
Are they supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be hearts.
I think,
They look
yes,
like
I
that.
think she did put hearts on there.
She has shoelaces.
But even the
as well.
jeans, I mean, she got into the details.
How did you, what did you do? Did you give them certain pieces of paper, like certain sizes? I'm wondering how you...
I have
Look at the
tons
size
of
of the
paper.
paper you have.
I have tons of paper.
No, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
impressed
yeah.
with this paper.
This is the scrap paper. Are you kidding? I have 2 closets full of construction
Nice.
paper, all different sizes. I mean.
we'll be over Monday.
No, but what I do is I have the art teacher come to me and borrow from me. I've been very fortunate. Special ed has been very good, that we have a large budget, and I do utilize. We used to. Yes, it has been cut. Mine has been cut too for this next year, but I've been very fortunate as far as this
Came
goes.
out great.
Yeah.
But I mean, did you give them, they're all about the same size, did you give them certain pieces of paper? Like,
No.
did you
In
just-
fact, this one's a little bit bigger. This is Amanda's. This is not completed yet. She's thinking of Cinderella. She wants to create, this is her best friend, Cinderella. Of course, she just got the movie, but she's making a long dress, and I showed her how to fold it in half so that it would be symmetrical on both sides. And she cut out the whole thing herself, and she's in the process of doing hands and shoes. Let's see, who is this? This is Alan's. Alan has a girl best friend. Her name is Alicia. And he went and put,
Is Alicia real?
Alicia is
A
real.
real friend?
This is a real friend, and he went out, he said to me, you have some doilies over there. And he said, can I use those? And I use anything that's in the room. They use markers, yes. This one's scary because this is supposed to be Stephanie's best friend. And I said to her, Stephanie, tell me a little bit about your best friend.
That would be another good character in a book.
Well, to me, this is like the monster under the bed.
Which child is Stephanie? Is Stephanie your retired child?
Well, my kids are into Goosebumps.
That's
very
right,
much
third,
so.
fourth grade is Goosebumps.
Is Stephanie your retired child?
This is, no, she's my fetal alcohol syndrome child. She's my little black girl in my class. Started out that she had this going, and then I said to her, tell me a little bit about this. So she says, well, this is the toy store man. And I said, does he really have that big a teeth? And she says, yes. And I says, now, does he have gray hair? Oh, no, he has bandages on his head. And I go, okay, that's right, accounts for the black eye. But
You wonder
she said-
what's, what his background experience is.
What exact toy store? I
Right.
mean,
She said Toys R Us because I asked
Toys
her
R
that.
Us?
Yeah, because we have a couple of toy stores in Sable. There's a little one right on Main Street called Boomers, and in fact, it's owned by people who have children in
Yeah,
some
I love
You
restaurant.
probably fell off a stock ladder or something.
But scary.